Good evening, students. As you maybe remember that last lecture we discussed about the research methodology. In that, we discussed about what is the importance of bookkeeping and record. Then, in this lecture, we are going to study three topics. That is, how to use Mendeley software for maintaining your research papers and making the list of references. And also we are going to study or discuss about ORW, that is outline of research work. This outline of research work we are going to discuss in detail. Then we are going to see the demo of how we can use MS Word for writing the report or writing the references. So we'll start, we'll just have a review of what we learned in last lecture. Then we'll start with the three topics. So we have seen that is what is lab or diary notebook, how to keep it, and what is the meaning of notebook or lab diary. Then we discussed about what to put in diary. We have seen some examples. Then we saw the purpose of notebook, keeping the lab record. Then we saw the case study, that is two companies, two scientists, what was the importance of keeping the lab diary, what was the result of keeping a good record with the lab diary. Then we saw who is the owner of that particular lab record, then how to maintain it. Then at last we saw what should be the content of laboratory notebook, how it should look. Then we saw one example of lab diary. So this was a last lecture's review. Now this lecture we are going to start, that is outline of research work. So what is outline of research work? So every student, that is undergraduate or postgraduate or a PhD student, before start of his work, he have to give one outline of research work to the university. So what is the outline of research work? In short, it is a plan that in upcoming 6 months or 1 month or upcoming 1 year or upcoming 3 or 4 year, how I am going to conduct my research. What will be my objectives? What will be my methodology, and what will be my expected results, in short. So outline of research work, as you can see in the image, a lady with a binocular in her hand. So outline of research work, in short, is a binocular. So anyone can look into the outline of research work, and he should able to know that what you are going to do in your research work. What is your plan? So if you want to define the ORW, so it is just a document of 3,000 to 4,000 words. So it is outlining the research you are going to undertake. So it helps your future supervisor to better understand of your line of thinking. So every research project or every dissertation thesis or every PhD topic has a research guide. So when you submit an outline of research work to your guide, by reading it, he can correct you, or he will get an idea that what is the research you are going to do in next upcoming month or year. So it is a great tool that can also help you to structure your research, to rethink on it, and to follow the path. Because many times, many students, they immediately start with the research with no any plan. And when they come at a midpoint of their research, they found out that, oh, this step, I'm missing this step. oh, this is very a big mistake I have done. So instead of recognizing it at the mid of your research, you should have a plan. So Benjamin Franklin has said very rightly, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. That means if you do not make your outline of research work properly with a plan, with a study, then if you don't make it properly, you will be fail in future. So to avoid future consequences, it is very important to draft your outline of research work very properly. So now this is importance of outline of research work. So now question will come to your mind, how to plan it, how to prepare outline of research work. So these are some points which should come in your outline of research work. So many undergraduate students confuse here. They think that outline of research work is nothing but their final research project, their final thesis copy. It is not like that. It is only a future plan. So you should not add results in the outline of research work because you are going to get it in future after doing the different experiments. So first point you should include in your outline of research work is choice of research topic. Very important point. Then what is significance or need of research? Why you have selected this topic? Then objective taken for the research work or your program. What are the objectives? What are the questions you are going to answer in through your research? Then review of literature. This is also very important point, that what work different scientists has done on your topic. What are the missing links? What are the questions still unanswered? And that question you can take it as an objective. So first you have to study what has been done, what is going on, what can be done. These are three questions. So then you can include planning and schedule and conduct of your experiment. So month-wise, week-wise, day-wise, how you can conduct your experiment. It is like a timetable. If you follow the timetable properly, you will complete your degree in time. Then methodology to be adopted. What methods you are going to use? In short, you have to describe it. Then references and citations. These are references and citations will come from the review of literature. So it will have a list of references. So this is just a common pattern for outline of research work. So we'll study one by one. First, start with the choice of research topic. Many students also get confused here. There are two things, that is research topic and research title. So first student decide a research topic. Then after doing literature review, he decides the title. So imagine an example of sea and one fisherman with a boat. So imagine a sea is a knowledge, full of information, and fishes are your research interest. So if you go for fishing, if you start fishing all kind of fish, you will not get any fish in your hand. So for that you have to first choose which type of fish you want to collect. So when you select a fish, then you can have a strategy to catch it. So similar analogy you can apply in research. You know that in this world we have a knowledge, a lot of knowledge, a lot of branches, a lot of subjects, a lot of courses. So out of that, which topic you want to select for your undergraduate research, postgraduate research. So you have to pinpoint that topic. Then after finalizing the topic, you should able to decide the title. So you can see here, for topic selection, you should know what is your interest, which topic you like most, or might be in case of undergraduate student, it might be they might be liking one subject in their course. For example, some student might like molecular biology, some student might like plant tissue culture, some student might like animal biotechnology. So depending upon on your interest, you can choose a topic. Then you can have a background of study. What is the background of that topic? What research has been done in that topic? And third thing, that is limit. Many students keep on going searching for a topic. You should limit it also. You should limit your topic, your area of interest, because if you go keep on searching, you will not have a fair topic in your hand. So these are some common guidelines for selection of topic, and second is topic development. So we'll go step by step. So in this table 2.1, it is a process from topic selection to topic development. So first step you should follow for any student, that's finding a broad research topic. What is meaning of broad research topic? So one student might want to work on molecular biology. That is his broad research topic. Another student might be like to work on plant tissue culture. That is a broad research topic. Select it first. Then go to step second. Then define the research idea or research question. In molecular biology, what you want to do. In plant tissue culture, what you want to do. So one student might think that I will work on the DNA fingerprinting. Then one student will think that I will work on the banana tissue culture. So that is his research idea. Then after narrowing your research topic, then follow the step 3, developing a research rationale. What is the meaning of that? Find out the importance of your research. Find out which are the people or what kind of social group will get benefit from your research. So in short, you should find out what is the importance of your topic in current scenario. After that, follow step number 4, understanding evaluation and value judgment. Then think that who is going to evaluate your dissertation? What are the criteria for evaluation? Then what will be your value of your final product? After doing research, you get some kind of result. So what kind of value for that product or research? Then follow the step number 5, directionally focused research. Many times students take a topic, finalize a title, then they keep on doing research, but they are not focused on one objective or one aspect. For example, if you select a DNA fingerprinting, you select one crop, for example, wheat, then select one marker by which you want to identify the genetic diversity. For example, in wheat, you can take 4 or 6, maybe 10, 12 varieties, then identify the genetic diversity. Some students do a mistake, they take wheat, they take sorghum, they take sugarcane, they take many crops. They are not focused. So instead of taking too much of variables, too much of objectives, select one crop, select one focus area and and do the research. Then follow the step number 6. Is there an identifiable group that can be researched? This is also important. So you have finalized the topic, you have finalized the title, you started the doing your research, but think that what kind of group will get benefit from your research. Is it a student? Is it a MSc student, PhD student, or a scientist? Which kind of group you get benefit from your research? You should also identify that. Then functional focus of the dissertation. Step number 7, that if you're undergraduate student, you have only 6 months in your hand for doing a project. If you're MSc student, you might have one year or 1.5 year in your hand. And if you are a PhD student, you will have 3 or 4 years in your hand. So as per time, as per duration you have in your hand, you should plan your research work. You should select your objectives. Then you can complete that objective within that particular time. If you take many objectives, if you take many variables, you will not complete your project within that time, maybe 6 months or 1 year. Then after doing all this thinking, then think about the topic development. Then see what is the purpose statement of your research. It is very important for a student to define his research work, his topic in one question. That is, what is my purpose of doing this research work? If you don't find any answer to this question, you have to think over it again and again. Then broad research question. Then you have to think about what question I should ask to the research topic, to my research title, and what kind of answers I will get from it. Then again, you can ask some sub-research questions to your sub-objectives. For example, you have decided that I am going to do a DNA fingerprinting in wheat with SSR markers. So what will be your purpose statement? That you are going to do DNA fingerprinting. Then what will be your broad research question? That you want to do DNA fingerprinting analysis in wheat. Then what is your sub-research question? What kind of markers you are going to use to identify the DNA fingerprinting, or to identify the similarity or differences among the varieties, among the genotype? So answer will be SSR markers. So like that, you have to ask the questions to your topic, to your research idea, to your title. So after following all these steps, then at last you come to a conclusion. This is my topic of interest, and this will be my title of research work. So this slide is very important. So let's move to the next slide. So this is very confusing for many undergraduate students. They get confused between topic and title of research. Many undergraduate students, as they have very limited span for completing the research work, they search for 3 or 4 research papers, read the title, and if they like a title of a research paper, immediately they start with that title and they start the research work. But topic and title of research work is totally different. As you know, topic, I have already mentioned that your topic might be in molecular biology. Then your title of research will be doing DNA fingerprinting of wheat using SSR marker. That will be a title. So it is you have to think on a topic, you have to grind the topic, and whatever extract will come out of that topic will be your research title. Already example is given. So topic might be molecular biology or DNA fingerprinting, and title might be DNA fingerprinting studies using SSR marker in wheat genotypes. So don't get confused between topic and title. So again, I'm explaining in detail what title should look like, what are the criteria for selection of title. So it should provide a brief and meaningful title to your research work. For example, let's take one title which is wrong. Wrong in the sense that it is too elaborative. You will not get any information by reading the title. So the title which is wrong, to study the 4 wheat genotypes comprising of 41 Indian origin and 13 exotic genotypes using 39 polymorphic SSR markers for DNA fingerprinting and extent of genetic diversity. So when you read this topic, you get confused. You have to read it again and again to get meaning out of that. So instead of that, you can shorten the title, which is correct title, that is DNA fingerprinting and genetic diversity studies in wheat genotypes using SSR markers. So when you read a research paper, what is the first thing you do? When you have a research paper in your hand, you first read the title. So title is it should be interesting. It should take the interest of the reader. Then when reader reads a title, then he understands something, then he start reading your abstract, then introduction and other part of research paper. So there is a very funny example. So let's take a movie, Jurassic Park movie. So there is a question, which movie you would like to see? So imagine there is a movie, it is released and you want to see it. But if you given a choice of 2 titles, there is a poster with a very short title, that is Jurassic Park, and there is a poster with a very elaborative title. So what is the title? To see the effect of clone Velociraptor mengalis on the sibling lost in a park. So who will watch this movie with such a big title? No one will go to watch this movie because it is so complicated. So just shorten the topic, Jurassic Park, so everybody will go to watch the movie. So same analogy you should apply when selecting the title. Then next, second point in outline of research work, you should write the need and significance of research work. If you don't find any significance or need in your topic, in your title, there is no point of doing the research. So it explains the background of project. It focuses briefly on the major issues of its knowledge domain. Then it clarifies why these issues are worthy of attention. So let's take example. So what is the background? So it is a bred wheat is a difficult material for genome-wide studies due to its hexaploid nature. So why you want to study on wheat fingerprinting? Because wheat has a very diverse genome. It is comprised of 3 closely related genomes, that is genome A, B and D. So it is challenging to work on that. Then what is a major issue? Major issue is that due to genomic complications, only few studies have been carried out successfully to establish genetic diversity among wheat genotype using molecular marker. So that is a major issue. Because of complication, very few scientists work on that on wheat. That's why you want to work on that. And at last, what is the attention in your research? What is the need of doing fingerprinting in wheat? Because Wheat varieties with similar appearance are increasing very rapidly every year. You know, for breeding, you need heterozygotes, not homozygotes. That means your parent should be diverse. Genetically, they should be diverse. If they are diverse, you will get a hybrid vigor. What is a hybrid vigor? That means the offspring will give more yield than the parents if they are genetically diverse. If parents are genetically similar, what will happen? Inbreeding depression. That means inbreeding will happen and the offspring will give low yield than the parents. So for any breeding purpose, you should know what is the diversity of parent. So through this study, your attention point is that a day by day or year by year, the wheat varieties seed are getting mixed with each other. So it is highly required to fingerprint wheat varieties using molecular markers. So you can distinguish similar varieties and establish diversity among them to make them more useful for breeding purpose. So that is attention of your study. So your significance of research work should include background, what major issues you are going to solve, and what is the attention point of your research. What is significance of research? Then third point in your outline of research work is objectives. So your need significance of research is a little bit lengthy, little bit elaborative, but your objective is very a pinpoint nature. So it is a direction and focus of research. Your objective is a direction and main focus of your research. So it should answer some questions. So you should ask some question to your topic, your title. So you'll get a objectives. So what you plan to do, tackle your research problem. Why you plan to do it that way, and how you are going to do it. So so I have taken one example. So first objective, we can generalize it to study the DNA fingerprinting technique. If you are undergraduate student, first objective will be to study the DNA fingerprinting technique. So second objective should be very specific and it should answer the questions. So what you plan to do? So you want to discriminate the genotypes. Then why you want to plan to do in that way? Because wheat varieties are getting mixed with each other, and based upon genetic similarity, you want to find the proper parents, and then those parents will use in breeding program if they are genetically diverse. And how you are going to do it? You are going to find out genetic similarity using SSR markers. So this is all this question have answered by your objective. That means your objective is correct, and it is very in short pinpoint. So your research work should have one or two objectives. If you take a 3, 4, 5 objectives, you get confused and your result section, research methodology section get very lengthy. You cannot complete your research work within a proper time limit. Then next very important point in your outline of research work, it is review of literature. So what is a review of literature? In short, so you can find a yellow box here. So review of literature gives an overall view on the research status in a specific field. Help to identify the gaps in the research and show the future prospect. So in short, literature review is it gives a summary of your research. So what is summary? That it finds out the gap. gaps in the research which has been done, and it find out the opportunities for you to do the research. So imagine this diagram here. This is a green field. Green field means you know what is there, what has been done. And this black means what is missing. And this black spot is very important. The black spot on which you have to give your attention. What is missing? And what is missing, that is, you want to do research and you have to find the missing thing. So I have given one example of very good literature review. This is I have taken from one research paper. So this is a review of literature of DNA fingerprinting using SSR marker in wheat. So let's see how the scientist has written it. So first of all, they have given one review about molecular markers who has used for genetic mapping, population genetics, marker assisted selection, and he has cited the name of scientist. Then in that, particularly, he has mentioned SSR markers. So which scientist has worked on SSR marker? Those scientists have been cited here and their work in short. Then the scientist had mentioned that which scientist has used which kind of SSR marker in which kind of crops. For example, some scientist has worked on sorghum, some scientist rice, pigeon pea, bitter gourd, rose, pear, potato, rape, wheat, soybean. And also he has given one reference that one scientist has worked on wheat using SSR marker and find out the genetic diversity. And after doing all this research, so what he find out that is what is missing. Hence, keeping in view the above facts, the present study was undertaken to discriminate genotypes based on their genetic similarity using SSR marker. So after doing all literature review, he find out this is a missing gap and I want to work on that. So literature review is very interesting. If you write it properly, your research work will be beautiful because you have a supporting to your research. So in science, one can speak that this thing happened because of this, or this thing happened because I am thinking that way. So in science, your thinking should have, your idea should be supported with some kind of experimentation, or some scientists should have done something in past and based upon that research you are saying something. So in science every statement has a supporting documentation or supporting value to it. So this is the importance of review of literature. So how the question will come that how you will write a review of literature. How I am going to see the research papers. How much research paper I should read as an undergraduate student, as an MSc student, as a PhD student. So the question is, for undergraduate student, at least because he has very limited time span, he should start his working before 1 year, and at least he should refer 30 to 40 research papers. And after reading the 30 to 40 research paper again and again, he should tabulate the data of research paper. He should summarize the research work of different paper in one table. So what this table should include? So the table should include research paper 1, 2, 3, 4, like up to 30 research papers, and should have a title of that research paper, the name of first author, the need and significance of research paper, then objective taken that for the research in that particular paper, and what kind of material and methods used in short, then results in short, then conclusion, what was the conclusion of different kind of research papers, and other information which you think that it is important, which I need to add in the review of literature, you can add it here. So this table will help you to write the review of literature, because in just one page you will have all the information and you can compare it. You can compare the objectives, you can compare the what kind of material methods used, also you can compare what kind of different results has come in the different kind of research papers. So fifth point in outline of research work is planning and scheduling the conduct of experiment. So this is very simple. You have to make one table with serial number, then type of activity you are going to do, then that activity, what is the time limit, in maybe if you have 6 months, so in first week of first month what we are going to do, then you can add dates. So dates will keep reminding you that you are lagging behind or you are doing your research on time. So this is a simple table you should add in outline of research work, so your research guide or other person can know how you are going to conduct the research. Then the next topic in outline of research work is methodology to be adopted. So in short, you have to give a brief summary of what methodology you are going to use in your research work. So this information also you can get from review of literature. So this section describes the methodology, techniques which you are going to planning to use. Then what kind of equipment, resources you need to conduct the research. Then how the experiment will conducted in short. Then what data you will get from after doing the research. Then what is the budget. In many research proposals or outline of research work, you have to include the budget. You want to give that this kind of expenditure I need to complete my project. So it would include equipments, resources, consumables, data collection, traveling. You might be visiting some conferences, proceeding. So then these some outline of research work also include the budget part. So for example, if you are working on a topic DNA fingerprinting and with the title DNA fingerprinting in wheat using SSR marker, then you can have, for example, this kind of bullets for writing your methodology part in your outline of research work. So that is, you can add a good laboratory practice, safety, instrument handling. Then you can write preparation of stock solution in short, selection of raw plant material, then DNA extraction, what kind of method you will use in DNA extraction, then qualitative and quantitative analysis of the DNA, then selection and designing the primer, then PCR amplification, then analysis of data with appropriate software and statistical analysis. So these are the methods you are going to use in your research work. Then this is the last point in outline of research work, that is 7th point, references and citations. So references and citations are it comes at the end of your outline of research work. So in this section, you should list all the references used or all the research papers which you have used for your writing the review of literature or material methods. So you should have a list of all references. So all citations, name of the scientist in the text and review of literature have a corresponding entry in the reference section. That means whatever scientist you cite in the text, that is review of literature or material method or result section, the same scientist reference research paper should be included at the end in the list of references. So for creating an authentic reference list or authentic research, you should search for the authentic research paper, a book chapter, conference proceeding, reports, website. So there is an issue of plagiarism. Many students unknowingly download the research paper which is written very poorly or with a very poor research background, and they refer it and they also do the same mistake which the scientist has done in that research. So ultimately, the student who is doing research get affected by a bad research journal, a bad research paper, and your research work will not have any benefit, because it is the data or the backbone of any research work is a review of literature, and to prepare a proper review of literature, you should have a very authentic research paper from an authentic research journal. So student should take very precaution while selecting a good research paper. So UGC has a list of research journals which are authentic on their website. So all the students should refer that list, and the student should refer only those journals which are authenticated by the UGC, and they can download the research paper from those research journals only. Then many students ask the question that how to select the research paper and from which year. So generally select the research papers for which may be published in last 5 to 10 years, and might be if there is a one very important research paper written by a very renowned scientist, for example Maxwell and Gilbert, they have identified the DNA isolation technique. That research paper you can take as a very important research paper in your reference list. Then the last point, which is also very important. Now this is the era of technology. This is an era of information which is you get within a one click. So for creating the references, maintaining your reference research papers, you should use different free softwares which are available on the internet. So out of that, there is one software, that is Mendeley. It is a free software which you can use for creating the reference list within a seconds, and also it will help to maintain your research papers, and you can access it from anywhere. So it might be the case that your research has been saved on one desktop and your office desktop, and you're away from your office. Then online you can access your research papers from anywhere in the world through Mendeley website. And also there is a feature in MS Word which you can use to list out the references. So let's have the demo of Mendeley. So first of all, you have to download the Mendeley software on your desktop. Then automatically it integrates with MS Word, because you are preparing your outline of research work in MS Word. So automatically Mendeley get integrated with the MS Word. Then download the research papers, save it in a folder, the first author name and year of paper. This is very important. Many times the undergraduate student do not save their research paper properly, and if they don't save the research papers properly in a folder, they get confused while writing the review of literature. Then after downloading the research paper, then upload the research paper in Mendeley software. Then check the research paper details taken by Mendeley automatically. Mendeley take the details of research paper, that is author name, title, name of journal, year of publication, issue, then page numbers. Automatically it take, but sometimes mistakes happen. So check the research paper details taken by Mendeley and actual details on the research paper. If the details are different in Mendeley software, you can edit it manually. Then after doing all this, it's very simple now. Start inserting the citations and create the reference list using Mendeley. Next is MS Word for reference management. So for that, you have to open the MS Word file, then click on the references tab, then click on the insert citation and select add new resources. Enter the research paper details manually, then click OK. Then click on the insert citation. For reference list, click on the bibliography and start. At last, you have to start inserting the citation and reference list. So with this, we have completed the topic, that is outline of research work. Now we'll see the demo of Mendeley and the demo of MS Word for listing the references. So first for that you have to open the website, that is mendeley.com. Once you open it, you will find here you have to create a free account here. Then after that you have to download the Mendeley software. After downloading it, it will look like this. I will open it for you. So already I have downloaded the Mendeley software. Then after downloading it, you have to upload the next step, that you have to upload the research papers which you have already saved. So I have saved for a demo. I have saved 4 research papers here. I have saved 4 research papers here, and I have named it with a research scientist name and then year of research.